Hey, what's going on, guys? Good evening or good morning, depending on which side of the globe you're on. This is no clickbait. This is the end of an era here. For those who haven't seen the other video that came out saying the next chapter, this is kind of me shifting away from gaming exclusive type of content. We're shifting more into the things that binded all of our games together. So, a lot of y'all have been here for a few years. We know we've played Destiny, Anthem, Borderlands. We've all had kind of a background in Halo. They're all space games, and I'm interested in space. I know a lot of you guys probably are too, so we're going to delve into that kind of topic for at least the current future. We'll see if that's our final form, but we're going to do what we do. So, welcome everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day, and let's just hang out for a little bit. I don't know that we're going to be playing any Destiny right now just because I haven't done any updates in almost how long has it been since Festival of the Lost? That's like 8-9 months away. Haven't done any updates in that long, so we may not be able to do enough updates fast enough to even get on during the stream. All right. Oh, also, our Discord is still up and will remain up. So if you guys are in the Discord, you're fine. We're going to keep that up. Man, YouTube changed so much about the dashboard here. Still getting used to it. They actually added features that I wish they had like 5 years ago. So much better now. It's also weird. It says I have an hour and 14 seconds of total. That's so weird. YouTube, what's the deal? Yo, what's up, Casey? How's it doing? How you going? How you doing, man? And even Streamlabs OBS changed a bunch of stuff. So apparently they have it set up to where you can do everything in Streamlabs. I'm not used to that. So I did it the old-fashioned way and had a bunch of hiccups at the end of it. Jay, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope y'all are doing well. And what are y'all playing these days? I know I haven't really been playing much, but I know you guys are playing something. Hey, thanks, Casey. I appreciate that. Also appreciate you tuning in despite being in the car. Just, don't crash. Jay says, been good. Just been playing some Remnant 2. Is that good? I've been hearing some good things about it. I think that's one of the newer games, isn't it? How have I been? I've been good. I've been focusing on just everything else in my life at the moment. I think it might be part of the reason why I'm a little less interested in gaming for the moment. I might get back into it later, but I don't know. Every time I boot up a game, it either feels like I'm just kind of doing the same stuff I've been doing for years, which in Destiny is true, or like I should be doing something else. So maybe that goes away after a while. Hey, what's up, Sean? I don't want to think of it as sad times. So you may not have seen the video, or actually I think you commented on the video. The channel's not going anywhere, but we are kind of making a move to more space-related content. So it's a chance to maybe also get into some things about like, the movement of tech or AI or something like that. Although I wonder if AI is going to have an effect on our ability to do space travel. Because think about it. If we, for some reason, had to do some kind of like stasis sleep to be able to get to the next galaxy without, dying of old age, the AI would be there to be able to make adjustments and steer and do whatever it needs to do to keep the ship moving and not getting blown up or colliding in anything along the way. So that might actually provide us a way to space travel. Bought a few hours ago. I think I'm 7 hours in already. Nice. What's it about? I think I saw one tweet about it, but just said it was like pretty good or whatever. Didn't really say like what they actually do in Remnant. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think. Now I'm getting the feeling I forgot to answer something from somebody. Either in the Discord or in Twitter. I can't remember. Hold on, now I gotta open it up to be curious. Oh, please don't autoplay anything. Please don't autoplay anything. Please don't autoplay anything. Yep, I thought I forgot something. Man, so what do y'all think about Twitter switching to X? Is anyone ever going to call it that? Because I'm only going to call it Twitter. Like, it's been Twitter for too long. X feels weird. It does feel weird, you know? Because, like, X doesn't roll off the tongue as a platform. It's just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, the logo looks kind of cool, but it's been Twitter for, like, what, 15, 16 years now, I think? It's actually changing. It's already changed. If you go on PC, you actually see the X branding, like the X logo, instead of the little bird. Everything else is practically the same, but they changed the X logo for all the other stuff. I don't know if it made it to mobile yet. I can actually check right now. Let's go to Twitter. It hasn't made it to iOS yet. I'm sure it will in the next big update. Will Threads overtake? Dude, Threads is not going to overtake it. The thing is, like, Threads had the novelty factor of being a brand new thing, but it's so clear that it's basically just like a carbon copy of what Twitter is, but it's like a different platform. It's the same reason why IGTV initially failed, right? When they turned it into Reels and merged it into the main app, that's when it started to really take off. So if they were to find a way to just make text posting a viable thing in Instagram, like the main app, then it could maybe overtake it. But until they make that happen, I don't see that being a thing. What they may end up doing is what they did on Facebook and allow text posting to be done in the form of a picture where it has like a color background. So if they do something like that, or maybe make an editor that allows you to have different like picture backgrounds or something like that you can do it in the app, that might actually overtake Twitter. But that's because everyone's already like to some degree on Instagram. So that might actually have a chance. I wonder, does anyone here actually still play Destiny? Because actually, now that I've logged into this YouTube profile again, I started seeing people saying they're leaving Destiny. In fact, I saw two guys today. I think one of them was True Vanguard. The other one was, what was the guy's name again? Like TNT or something? It's been a while. I haven't watched anyone in ages, purposely because I didn't want to get any spoilers because I never actually played Lightfall. All right, Sean, man, you have a good night, bro. But yeah, I never understood why Instagram always does that. They'll always make something new and then separate it from the thing that has all the traffic. Doesn't make any sense to me. All right, Casey, you stay safe, and I'll see you when you get home. Now, for those who are used to my my normal streams back in the day, this won't be like a 3, 4, 5 hour stream. It'll be like a shorter stream than that. So I'm thinking like off the top of my head, like 1 to 2 hours. That's where my head's at. But we'll see how I feel. I do definitely feel rusty having not streamed for so long. This is actually, it almost feels weird for me to be on here now, which I guess is kind of good. You know, everything good happens outside your comfort zone. So and while I'm editing, let me also make sure I reply to this message so it doesn't get buried in my my tweets here. You know, I wonder if that one other game, what was it called? The one that was like Snake, but it was more colorful. I think it's Slither something. Slither.io. Let's see if that's even still up. I wonder if that's even still a thing now. Do they shut that down? They really just give me a CAPTCHA? Bro, these CAPTCHAs are getting out of hand. This thing's giving me 4 CAPTCHAs in a row now. You can't make this stuff up. How does it tell me please try again? You know, here's the thing I didn't understand about CAPTCHAs, right? CAPTCHAs are to see if you're a machine, right? But it's being administered by a machine. So how does it know I'm right? Unless the test is just complete bullshit. Oh, apparently it actually is still here. Here, at least they'll give us something to play. I didn't actually tag this as a Destiny stream, I don't think, so probably won't be considered clickbait if I just start playing something while we're all here. This might actually be a little too taxing on my computer right now. I don't know if y'all can hear the fan from the mic over here, but that computer is working harder than my landscaping crew. By the way, can y'all hear the music right now? I try to get the audio settings right, but I forgot to like actually test it. You know, we just turn the music up just a tad. But yeah, for those just tuning in, I'm not, you know, deleting the channel or anything. I am just changing the topic, and I'm also going to keep the Discord up. So if y'all want to hang out in the Discord's still going to be there. At the moment, not changing the name. Might not change the logo ever, but I would, if I'm changing anything, it might be the name. But that will be like down the line. So that's like maybe another year away. We'll see what happens. Okay, apparently Slither.io is not working right now, or at least I can't open it up right now. Damn, can I do like chess.com or something at least? Fuck. I might be at the edge of my internet. Alright, Slither ain't gonna work. Actually, you know what I haven't opened in forever? My Steam account. Bro, what happened to Destiny 2? I see mostly negative reviews on Steam. Did they botch it? Did they ruin the game? See, I've been like purposely avoiding spoilers on Lightfall. So I just kind of like tuned out of the entire community for God only knows how long it was. Pretty much since my last stream. I want to see if I can find the reviews. Recent reviews, overwhelmingly negative, 272. Yeah, they messed something up. That's always a sign they pissed off a good amount of people. Well, now I kind of want to see these reviews. Hold up. Oh, no. Hey, y'all want to see some of these reviews? These are pretty scathing. Dude, is it pay to win now? What? No. No, they didn't. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can capture this window. I think we might I think we might hold on, not on this box. Let's do another scene here. I'm just gonna do a brand new scene maybe. All right, let's do. There it is, window capture. Add source. Let's do new source. Oh, it's not working. I guess it doesn't want me to show it. Here, you know what? Let's just trash that. Let's do, where was it? PC games. And you're behind the curtain. Check this out. Paying more for less. Do your research, I'll let this be your warning. Cool, taking King Armor from this expansion and season is from a dungeon. Dungeon requires a key. The key is not included. Need an extra $20 to access to them. Wait, so is this what it is like after you've paid for it, or is this like the free, like a free version? You got to pay for it afterward. Oh no. Should have. I can't say that on YouTube. It's a filler episode. Half the campaign is tutorials. Oh no, no. Please tell me this is like over exaggerated. All right, this person got it for free. This DLC provides nothing to the overall story of Destiny universe, and somehow it also makes you feel annoyed with the fact that you're playing it. The constant giving and taking away of the strands subclass is jarring and makes nearly no sense. The main purpose of the campaign is muddied by the fact that what you're doing is never thoroughly explained enough to the point where you can understand what is going on. Okay, that's actually a lot more than I was prepared to read in one review. This doesn't look good. It's a lot of these reviews. These are all from early July. This one's June 27th. These are most helpful. Let's actually go to, let's see if we can find most recent reviews. There we go. Recent. Nothing happened. Well, at least this person thinks it's exaggerated. Man. People are mad. Well, we just want your money. Story is the worst it's ever been. This just sounds a lot like our usual complaints, but people are more mad now than ever. Did Callus dirty? Oh no. Someone just said Spider-Man. Annoying final mission. I should have thought ahead to realize that there's probably going to be spoilers in this. I'm trying to like just avoid looking at the spoilers as best I can here. Marketing team, very good. They always are. Lackluster content. Story is filler and lacks any emotion. Need to play stupid seasonal content to understand the story that you paid for, which requires additional money. Feels like most of the PvP team got moved to their new game. Gambit hasn't been updated in a long time. Dungeons are no longer... Damn. You know, honestly, my timing for moving away could not have been better. So, fun fact, I actually never even bought Lightfall or the season pass. Not because I thought it was going to suck. I was kind of just zoning out. But to hear this kind of makes me feel like I was right. People are mad about this. Wow. A lot of anger. You get stranded in a few exotics, that's it. I stopped playing this game and my life got better. That's funny. Tell me you just want money and don't care about the players without telling me. Steaming pile of... It says hearts, but I know they were trying to go for poop emojis. Strand is fun, soundtrack is good, but past that, everything else is very subpar. Get a more coherent story going into a silent film blindfolded. Oh, man. That's not good. That's really not good. I assume that's the reason why there are big content creators leaving the game. For those who just walked in, I saw two big content creators in the Destiny community who are also leaving. That's not why I'm leaving, but I just for me it's more I was just kind of moving on with my life. But for them, apparently they're disinterested in it and they're also doing other things too. Yeah, now I'm kind of curious if I can even get the updates done fast enough. But then again, I don't want to do that many updates on my computer right now. I wonder, is anyone playing any good like low engagement, low involvement games that are just kind of mindless? Actually, have we heard about Warframe in a long time? Just remember that game, I haven't touched that game in years. Actually, hold on, let's see what the reviews are like. I can just look at that. Let's go to the store. Oh, and there's Remnant. Let's see, has anything happened here? Please enter your date of birth to continue. Really, guys? Did they make this like a M for mature sort of thing? Well, the reviews are doing way better on Warframe here. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, game is good if you have no money, lots of spare time. Game is bad if you have a job, wife, girlfriend, children, bills, church, a mortgage loan, another hobby, any form of responsibility in your life. Oh, is it going black now? Oh, shit. Apparently I was on the wrong screen. There we go. I was waiting for this. This game is better than Destiny 2. That was from July 2nd. This guy said, before I played this, I had a small PP, no girlfriend, and no will to live. None of these things have changed, but the game is pretty good. Well, it's nice to see that at least one of the games we used to play a lot of is doing pretty good. These are the overall review splits here. Overall, very positive. Recent is very positive with some negative reviews, but there's not that many. So either they're either padding their reviews or it's actually doing pretty good. I don't know. I'm more or less just checking on the places we used to hang out, or at least the games we used to hang out in. Oh, and I realize now apparently. Hold up, where is it? Display capture. That's what the problem is. Okay, that's good enough. So yeah, that's kind of what I was searching. Let's Halo Infinite. I haven't actually tried this, Halo Infinite. It's got mixed reviews. Oof. So basically, it was popular here, and then pretty much, what, March on has almost no players, it seems like, or at least no new people. Let's see, is there any way I could tell the numbers here? Games as a service. Oh, this must be that was like the BR or something. Is that what this is? I could have sworn that's what this is. 343 continues to disappoint. Oh no. 343 once again decided to say ignore the last game, wasn't important. Decided to scrub all the major plot points. Oh man, really? It's good, but Titanfall 2 is better. Dude, Titanfall 2 is a solid game. That's actually a high bar to set. Game now is everything I ever wanted. Forge custom games browser infected. Only took a year and a half. Oh, it may not be BR then, I guess. I'm hoping it's not BR. Man, no matter how bad these reviews are, they're still better than the Destiny 2 reviews. That's hurtful. That's actually hurtful to see, because we used to be like this really vibrant community, and now people are just getting so mad. Let's see if I have an update queued. How much is this for? 500 megabytes. That's half a gig. What did they do? Half a gig of an update? Man. No, thank you. Let's see if there's like a decent free-to-play game or something. And if you guys have any idea of something that's a little bit more low engagement, let me know. I was trying to do like Slither.io before, but I guess it doesn't work anymore. Or I guess I can't open it. Actually, hold on. Let me see what my settings were on my VPN. Yeah, what's up, Krampus? I've been good. How about you? And I was actually considering hopping on D2 for a second just to see what it's like, but then I remembered I'm going to have to go through every cutscene that I missed. I'm going to have to be pushed through a bunch of mandatory seasonal start stuff. And I've been actually starting to read some of the reviews on D2, and it's not looking good. If I had to pick a time that I could have left, I guess I picked the right one. Because apparently people are the most mad about buying Lightfall specifically. They are calling it a filler episode. I haven't actually seen anything on it. I was trying to avoid spoilers on it, but man, I kind of sucks to see that it's doing that badly. Been good just watching my wife play Cypro. What's Cypro? We're trying to find something that's kind of like a little more low engagement, but I don't want to like play chess on here because I feel like that takes too much thinking on my part. Try to play some Slither.io, but it's not working. I haven't played in 3 weeks, been on Diablo 4. Oh, Spyro, okay. That I've heard of, yes. I mean, I think probably the most despondent thing I've realized, and this is also after I talked to somebody who does game dev. We're getting to a point where we really can't improve very much on these big open world games anymore because Cyberpunk, Anthem all taught us a valuable lesson, and that's that even if the technology that makes the game can handle making that kind of a game, the toasters we prefer to play on because a big subsection of the gaming culture can't afford the newest piece of technology just makes innovating on open world a hard thing to do with the current technology. We basically would have to get the current cutting edge technology into everyone's hands before that even is an option. And even then, like, Cyberpunk wouldn't have worked. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen all the review bombing of Destiny. It's pretty bad. Krampus says D2 is dead. Well, and I think there's 35 plus days left in the season. Solstice is going on now. That's my favorite event, and I still have no urge to play. That's sad. And you know what? I think part of the problem is that all these events like Solstice and Festival of the Lost and all that, it's just the exact same stuff with like a new thing, a couple new things, which I can get for like a free mid-season event. But I mean, one of the things that I kind of thought about towards the end of my time playing D2 was the idea that we're basically on like a treadmill in that game, right? Like it's the same, it's good, solid gameplay. Don't get me wrong, like the shooting, the running, and all that's great. They have good art, but I mean, they just don't give us much of a reason to go back. But I think it's also because it would cost too much to do really good content that often. It's just, I don't know that they could even charge us enough to make that practical anymore with today's inflation and cost of doing business. And you know, now that I actually have to think about it out loud, I think that might have something to do with why I got tired of gaming. And not just because of Destiny specifically, but just because we're hitting this point where gaming can only get so much better before we hit the absolute limit of technology. And even if we hit that, the absolute limit of technology has to be in the average player's hands to really hit the limit of it. And we can't do that. Right? Ironically, it's because of consoles, I think. Because consoles take forever to go to the next gen. And then once the next gen comes out, it takes forever to filter into almost everyone's hands. So I don't know. I don't know how much more they could really do with gaming until they figure out the next thing besides, I guess, silicon chips. You know what I mean? One time I jokingly said, just talking out the side of my mouth, oh, maybe they'll use photons. And then I hear somewhere on some video that they might be doing that. Like, I have half a mind to be like, I thought of that first. Yo, what up, Spanky? How you doing, man? Need a couple new pieces to buy? Like PCs or... Man, my streamer mind got rusty. One thing nobody ever tells you about streaming is that you have to have this ability because of the delay between when you speak and when they hear it, and then when they write and when you get to see it. You have to remember like 2 or 3 different little conversations you had at the same time. Oliver's doing good. Yeah, he's in a food coma right now. He's cleaning himself and he's just he's chill. He's like those videos where you see tigers in the only safe moment you can be around them. They're just kind of like groggy and half asleep because they just ate. He's kind of like that. From your other business? Well, which other business, bro? Because I got more than one. Yo, Jared, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm doing well, man. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the, I guess it was a trailer video on this stream, but it's the most recent video I dropped. Basically just kind of being like a heads up. Hey, we're doing things a little different on this channel. I'm not deleting it, so don't worry. Like, you're not going to lose the content that's up here, at least not for the time being. The current plan is just to see where we can drift the channel to and have it work out. I want it to be a combination of something I'm interested in enough to do the content on, but also something y'all are interested enough to watch that isn't necessarily D2. Because even before all the negative reviews came out, I was already kind of like meh on just gaming, let alone D2. Well, how you doing, Jared? Man, I'm actually considering maybe downloading Halo Infinite. I don't know. Problem is, it'll take me a lot longer to download it than the stream's going to be up. That's the other problem. Or at least the stream's going to be live, I should say, not up. Finally got off the road. Well, glad you made it safe. Man, it had been so long since I streamed on YouTube. I got on and it started trying to walk me through a bunch of whole new features that it added. And it's just new enough that I had to almost relearn how to do things on YouTube Studio. It's good though. I think I wish they had made these investments sooner. They're doing all kinds of cool stuff with streaming. I honestly think they're trying to silently take over Twitch as far as being a better place for content creators, but they're not talking about it yet. Because when they do talk about it, it's going to be this big deal to anyone who hasn't been on here before. So I wonder if they're trying to get a mass exodus over to YouTube. Still top super chatter. Oh, did you change your name? Hold up. Wait a second. I'm sure I'll recognize you once I see the name. Let me go back to my about section. Hold up. Top super chatter. Damn, dude. Blast from the past over here. Were you Laureate Soul 99? That's first five. My bad. Top super chatter is Mike. Yeah, I remember you now, Mike. Yeah. Took a minute. Of course, it takes me a minute to remember what I said 30 seconds ago, so that's not exactly hard for me to forget something. Well, good to see you, man. How you been? Hopefully you've been doing really good. How's your business doing? I actually ended up selling the furniture store. Got rid of it. I started noticing there was an actual hard ceiling in my town of what I could be doing business-wise, and thought there was a better use of capital, and I was correct. So I got rid of that, and I started focusing on things that can scale a little bit better. Put a bunch into my investments too, so I was able to generate more from that. So overall, doing pretty good, but with less work. But of course, that gives me time to try to do something with this channel too. Krampus, did you look at the recent video? If not, I can kind of just give you a brief here's what I was getting at on the video, sort of a summation. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, basically the SparkNotes version is I'm not doing D2 or gaming anymore on here. I just kind of hit a point where even whenever I booted up, it just didn't feel as fun as it used to. Didn't matter what I played. It could be Destiny, Warframe, anything else. I just really wasn't feeling it. So that's part of the reason why I've been just kind of MIA for a few months. So I finally hit a point where I'm just like, all right, I don't want to just leave this channel sitting here because I put a lot of time and work into it. So I thought, okay, what can I do with it? And I looked back at all the games you played, Destiny, Anthem, Warframe, Halo, all these space games. and I like space. That's part of the reason why I like these games. So I figure, all right, let's start with some space content. You know, see where it goes. It may not be our final form, but it's going to be where we start this new chapter, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Streamer burnout, kind of, yeah. I think I just had played so many games that you hit a point where every game is almost exactly the same. Like, yeah, the genres are different. You know, each game's got different art and different execution. So yeah, it's not exactly the same, but you're on a treadmill long enough. It doesn't matter what kind of treadmill it is. It's just a treadmill. To put it simply, like Destiny, unfortunately, great art, great shooting, great core gameplay, but it's a treadmill, right? And at some point, you get tired of just running in place. Yo, thank you, Sapphire Man. I hope you're doing well too, man. It's been a long time. Man, I kind of miss this crew. I like to find some reason to stream on the new space version of this channel. I don't know what I would do necessarily, or maybe it won't be on this channel. Maybe it'd be on another channel. I don't know. Still figuring that out at the moment. But I am kind of working up a new format for content, so get ready for some new stuff. Did I see the trailer for Kate? No, I didn't. I have actually mostly avoided Destiny content for a while now. At first, it was because I knew I had missed out on Lightfall and I didn't want to see any spoilers. Now I'm just kind of meh on the whole thing. React to Neil deGrasse Tyson videos. You know what? That's a great idea, actually. I had not thought about that. I'm gonna put that in my idea folder. Thank you. What do you want to do then? We need to play something sometime. So I've got the Twitch channel still. I don't know if I'm gonna do gaming at all, but if I do, I might just do it there. Because I just don't see myself really making it really big here in gaming specifically. But as far as like space stuff, I mean, we'll talk about interesting things. I mean, I actually found out there's a planet that's made mostly of diamond. Bit of a sneak peek there, but yeah, there's a planet that's made mostly of diamond, and it's so much diamond on that one planet that if we were to mine it and bring it back, we could actually bury ourselves in diamonds. Like, imagine that, being buried in diamonds. Of course, it would take us so long to get there and back because it's like 40 light years away each way that it might not even matter. Recently discovered a planet that rains something like titanium. Which one was that? Yeah, I think it was the one that looks like a big old ball of metal, but it's because the clouds are like this like metally vapor type of stuff, and it was evolved to live so close to its star. Like, it's just this weird, crazy stuff out there. That's the kind of stuff I like, though. You know what I mean? It's like, I know we're not gonna have portal guns in time for the Rapture here, but we're definitely gonna be able to at least look at a lot of distant planets that we can never reach. Hey, welcome back, Casey. We're just kind of chatting about different cool space facts that we figured out over the years. I was telling about this planet I found that was mostly made of diamond, and there's so much diamond on and in that planet that if we were to find a way to take it and bring it back here, mine it, we could bury the entire planet here in diamonds. That's how much diamonds are on that planet. Planet's so reflective that it's that raining metal is about the only explanation. Yeah, like the clouds are like this liquidy, vaporized kind of metal sort of thing. I guess because the heat of their sun. Heard about the burning ice planet? I have not, actually. Man, if we could ever find a way to use like wormholes or something to get across the galaxy, or even just across the universe in general, just to start seeing this stuff in person, it'd be kind of cool. I'm sure a lot of us would die in the process, though, because we'd have to figure out how to even survive in those areas. But I guess we'd also need a way to like synthesize food, because we wouldn't have a reliable source anywhere. That's the hard part. Like, how do you solve the problem of having food out there? Because you definitely can't rely on being able to plant or raise anything that far away from Earth, let alone make it that far before the end of the world. Oh man, that'd be even worse. Think about it. What if you hit like some kind of stasis sleep where you're able to go across the galaxy, but it takes you so long to drift out there that even if you were to get back to our world, it would be gone by that time, maybe? That'd be so weird. We still don't know enough about the planets in our own solar system, and we are learning so much about planets that we will never be able to reach in our lifetime. Yeah. It's both like, it's both exciting and a little sad, because it's like I always wanted to know what's over there. But it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys watch Attack on Titan, but it's like being Commander Erwin. He can literally look at the house across the battlefield and see where that basement is, where all the information is, but he can never actually go in there and know what's in it. So some gas, I don't remember what gas, is so abundant on this planet that the cold vacuum of space makes it rock solid, but the sun's light is so intense that it melts the gas and lights it on fire. What was that? Well, I know like Titan, at least the Destiny version, there's like methane oceans. That notion alone is crazy. You know what I mean? Like the idea that the oceans will be made of methane and not water. As it refreezes and melts in an infinite, it's like, wow, man, that's actually kind of cool. I'd like to know if there's an actual surface on Jupiter. I don't remember if it was Jupiter or Saturn that actually they got a probe up there and got it to survive long enough to take a picture and then transmit the picture before it got destroyed by the inhospitable atmosphere. I forget which one it was, but yeah, like cool stuff like that is what I prefer to talk about, because you can't really complain that was executed poorly, because it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Not to mention there's concepts there you can't even make up. Like, how do you make up the idea of raining titanium? I've not seen that one. It was a video I saw where they showed the actual pictures from the probe, but for years they had a hard time getting a probe to survive long enough, because they would have the lens caps come off. They had to have lens caps on it so the lenses wouldn't get destroyed by the atmosphere before it could take a picture. They had to make a device that blew off the lens caps at the same time to take one big panoramic shot, transmit it away as fast as possible before the corrosive atmosphere corroded the probe to the point of being unusable. We have the James Webb Telescope bringing in more new data that will take years to analyze than what has already been gathered. Yeah, apparently from what I've heard, and this may be inaccurate, but what I've heard is the James Webb Telescope has actually disproven the Big Bang Theory. So we're at an interesting time. I mean, we're seeing the rise of AI, possibly the rise of the machines for all we know. Space is getting bigger physically and visually. We're able to learn so much more. We're also on the verge of being able to figure out how to extend human lifespans by a very meaningful amount. I'm not going to reference the exact work on this stream because I don't want to necessarily get it taken down by YouTube, because I don't know how secretive the government wants to be about this kind of stuff. But we're figuring out stuff right now that some of which is already out there as public information, but a lot of people don't really look for it. Hadn't heard that talk yet either. Yes, that's the kind of thing I'd prefer to make videos about. Like, is this stuff I could talk about for hours? You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of stuff that I could just think about all day and do research on. I've seen the new pictures of the pillars of creation. Oh, that nebula? Yeah, they got a much better picture of that from what I heard. Wonder if I can find that, actually. Now that I think about it, let's actually... Pillars of creation. Oh, wow. Yeah, they got really good pictures here. Hold up. Let me get to... There we go. So here we go. Had to make sure there's no corn on the tabs here. Check that out. Look at that definition there on that nebula. Insane. Oh, no. Didn't want to do that. I'm not sure what their rules are about putting their website on YouTube just yet. Here, let's open up in a new tab. That's the link. No, I don't want that. I want the picture. Image in new tab. There we go. That's better. Look at that. Look at the high definition of that. It's like seeing the whole universe in like some form of HD. Not quite 4K yet. I think when we can start seeing if there's actual life on the planet, because we can look on the surface of these planets, then we could say it's like 4K. Like in the space station, they showed a blue screen and special effects for water floating. Wait, what? Yeah, me too, Casey. I mean, I don't know if Elon Musk is going to crack the code for propulsion to get us somewhere beyond our solar system within our lifetimes, but if he does and tourism becomes a thing while I'm still here, hell yeah, dude. I'll go out there. It really would, Casey. Being able to traverse space like that. When I think about the fact that even if we break faster than light travel, if it's not several times faster than light, we still would not get out to most of these places in one lifetime. Even if that lifetime was 3 times its normal lifespan, like in Destiny, we still wouldn't make it out to these places. That's how far away they are. Like, think about how mind-boggling that is to be able to look that far out into space, knowing you'll never physically live long enough to make it out there. Sci-Fireman says, let's face it will never be Musk, but it may be somebody else that Musk takes credit for it. Probably. I mean, we know Bill Gates took credit for Windows. I think that's about 1,000 years away. I'm not even sure we have 1,000 years left of this world, bro. I mean, the Euphrates is drying up and stuff. I mean, I don't know what y'all believe, but 1,000 years is a bit of a stretch. Let's put it that way. Casey says, bro, I don't care how much I have to pay. I'm at least seeing space before I die. Like maybe not colonize Mars, but see space would be so amazing. Yeah. I mean, if they find a way to increase human lifespan, I would not mind being like one of the fixtures that kind of starts the Martian colonies. But because at least then like you'd be solidified in history, like or at least human history. And then maybe from there use that as like a jumping off point to go to other galaxies or whatever, because at least there's not much of an escape velocity from Mars compared to Earth, because Earth has both high gravity and it has an atmosphere. Be a long day before then anyway. I don't know, man. I'm gonna try and at least be optimistic here, because like I said, they are making some breakthroughs in longevity technology or longevity biotech. So we'll see what they do. I don't know if it's going to be long enough to get us to that far in the space, but we'll see. It just might. Like, what would it be like to be one of the first crew to colonize Mars? I think Elon Musk's theory on that is probably pretty accurate, because you're going into there with only what you bring. You'd have to find some way to make Mars livable, whether it's an atmosphere or some structure that confines an atmosphere you bring. So you'd have to bring the gases that would make an atmosphere, or terraform it. I don't know. It's hard to know how much we can actually affect a planet's surface like that. What's the plan, dude? How's the day job going? So I for a while had like a furniture store that I then sold. And I'm taking that money, putting it into other things that are a bit better use of capital. Some of that, of course, went into buying the dip from 2022. And that's already paying off pretty well. Some of it, I'm kind of redoubling my efforts into this channel and the other channel I made. I don't know if you watched the other video I made just on this channel. But I started a channel about finance and investing. And I'm already kind of interested in that. So I know once that kind of takes off a bit more, that's going to pay a lot better per view anyway. So I want to start getting more into media. That's kind of my main plan here. But this channel is going to be more space, more my chance to kind of nerd out about things that we can't possibly ever touch in our lifetime. The ambitions are a bit high. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what his ambitions are like. Saw a bit about finance in the last video, but didn't see a link to that channel. So that's actually on purpose. I know because y'all are so nice, there's going to be a ton of y'all who go and subscribe who have no interest in that content. And what's going to happen is, while I appreciate the sub, the robots that tell YouTube what to put in front of your face when you go on your feed, they're going to see that a certain amount of my subs didn't click on that video because they're not interested in finance. But they're not going to see why that is, and they're going to think that video must be trash and not put it out. So only if you're interested in like learning which stocks are very high dividend, or learning about how I don't know, cash secured puts work, or how to make way more percentage per year on your money than a bank could ever pay you. Like then, yeah, then you should go and sub to it. But it's let me actually see if I can find it. Hold up. One sec. Let's go back to just chatting. I'm an accountant and always have an interest in that topic. That is true, yeah. Yeah, let me actually find a link to it. Yeah, thanks, Casey. I actually found a site that does that for free. Let's see. Where did I put that? I would just tell you the name of the channel, but apparently there are other channels with the exact same name. So it kind of makes that a little harder to just tell you the name. Oh, but I'm number 2 on search for that. Even better. When I first started that channel, I was like not even visible in search. Okay, here's a link to it. All right, so only if you guys are interested in like dividend investing, options trading, should you actually subscribe, but you're free to go and take a look and see what you think about it. But yeah, that one I'm still kind of in the experimental phase. I'm starting off in a phase that I can do things completely by myself, but I want to get to a point where I can start doing more extensive projects, things with some real meat on them. I don't know if it'll be specifically like documentary type stuff, but something that's like those CNBC documentaries, but not so biased, maybe, or like some of these other media companies that are doing like real, almost like movie style biographies and explainers on stuff. I kind of like that stuff. I want to go towards that, but I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to do with that channel specifically. But yeah, pretty much outside of those things, I've been just doing this, and then also helping some companies promote their products on YouTube, or helping people get their content seen on YouTube a bit more. Ended up helping some musician get his content a little more exposed on YouTube. Should consider explaining tax brackets. Okay, here's the thing about that. I actually understand it, but the reason I'm a little wary of making a video about it is that I don't want it to be construed as tax advice, because number one, I'm not a CPA, and number two, the laws could change at some point, and people might take my video to be like the most current information. So that's something that's, I don't want to break into that without like having a CPA who comes in and explains it for me, because at least they have like the letters by their name to be able to back that up. Does that make sense? But they're actually not. It's actually not as complicated as you think. Like it's once you start learning the basics of it, it's actually not as hard as it looks. It just looks really difficult, and they hide behind a whole lot of this vocabulary on purpose. Like they actually could have made the tax code a little bit simpler if they really wanted to, but they actually make it purposely ambiguous so that once you learn the system, you can actually have an advantage. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. Actually, that's true, Sai. Yeah, I didn't think about just bringing you on for that. But I'll wait till I'm a little bigger on that other channel, though, because I don't want it to be a thing where I make it and then like 5 people watch it. But if I wait till I'm like 5 figures of subscribers or more, it might have a little bit more legs on it. So maybe it might result in some added business for you. Casey says, I'm just new to the whole tax thing and it's so confusing. Dude, get a CPA. Like, coming from a guy who actually kind of understands taxes himself, I still go for a CPA. because two main reasons. Number one, they'll stay more up to date than you ever will. And number two, they've got more hours than you. Actually, three things. And number three, they have more of an incentive to get it right. And you're less likely to get audited, because if the IRS sees a CPA did it, they're much less likely to want to shake that tree, because they know they're probably not going to get as much out of it. Tax accountants are a lot like law professionals in creating job security by making things seem more complex than they actually are. Yeah. Yeah, and all the changes that make it more confusing are on purpose, right? All the floors and ceilings and all the little rules and exceptions and all this other stuff, that's the whole purpose of it. And so whenever and actually here's a little tip for you. When you hear politicians promising they're going to tax them rich people more, you know what ends up happening? They tax earned income, even though the rich people that you want them to tax so much harder don't even get their money, majority of it, through earned income. So it just looks like they're taxing when they actually aren't. That's the wool they pull over your eyes, you know? But they don't want you to know that stuff. They want you to think that they're hitting them rich people hard and eating the rich. Yeah, I don't know what state you're in, Casey, but I mean, talk to Cy Fireman. He's actually a CPA. So if y'all are in the same state, he might be able to help you out. Oh, out of public practice and managing the books for a regional healthcare provider, a very different thing and a lot more. Well, that's good. It's more consistent, and probably have to deal with a lot less audits too. I mean, I imagine that was probably something that added to your workload a little more than you wanted. A lot less hassle, and I get to go to a lot more in depth with the information than what is needed from a CPA perspective. Yeah, that is true. I'm sure you finally get to see books done properly the way they're supposed to, instead of all the little mistakes you have to probably work around dealing with somebody else doing the books. I know my books, even from a guy who has an accounting degree, I know there are little mistakes I make that probably infuriate my CPA. Sometimes I can like almost hear that like silent seething when he sees a mistake. Shoot, now I kind of want to look at some more cool space stuff. Let's look up James Webb Telescope pictures. All right, so what's this? That's a pretty good picture of Saturn. Is this, yeah, James Webb Telescope. This is one of their closer pictures of Saturn. James Webb Telescope images of a black hole. Let's see if they have anything more close. I know these are artist renditions, or is this not? Hold up. Yeah, that looks like the Interstellar one. This is the actual James Webb Telescope black hole. Three guys in charge of one firm's books. And that honestly kind of probably makes it more conducive to mistakes, because three guys doing one set of books just sounds like too many chefs in the kitchen. Depending on the size of the firm. I don't know if it's like a huge firm or not. but it just sounds like a lot of different people trying to do the same thing. Am I just completely burnt out of games, or am I just going to focus on educational and space videos? Honestly, like at the moment, Mike, I'm a little burnt out on games. That or it's just this like existential crisis of I haven't done enough and I don't think I've done enough, and so I need to like focus. I can't really decide which one it is just yet, but every time I boot up a game, it just feels like it doesn't feel as good as it used to. Not like from a position of I need to go do this instead. It was more just like it's kind of the same thing I've always been doing. And with Destiny specifically, if I log in for an hour and I play, I often feel afterward like I've missed more after playing the hour than I do if I just don't ever play. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that feeling, but that's just kind of where I'm at the moment. And when I was completely burnt on Warframe, I've heard mixed things about Warframe, although the reviews are far better for Warframe now than D2. D2's actually gotten some pretty bad review bombing in recent years or recent days. Whoa, that is cool. That can't be a real picture though, but that's actually really cool looking. Hey, look at that nebula right there. On Destiny, I think I would feel a lot better if I was still on console. Yeah, PC PvP has always been a step above because these guys have no lag time. Like it's different when you move the stick all the way in one direction. It still takes a second for it to do what you want it to do. With a mouse, that doesn't even exist. You just like you can immediately snap over and do what you want to do. So yeah, you're gonna deal with a lot faster reaction times. Plus, people who have the money to sit there and get the highest level tech that's available for this game. I completely lost that spark for Warframe. Played it way too much. Yeah. I mean, it just Warframe and Destiny, as much as I like the games, it just keeps feeling like I'm doing the exact same thing with, you know, a few new pieces of gear or a new ability, which is cool. But I've gotten to the point where I know the marketing team is like double the hype of what the actual game's going to be when they actually promote it. It always looks about twice as good as it's actually going to be. Like daily stuff from the tower and check air reverse and idle and orbit. That's what. Yeah, that was honestly most of the last year for me. Whenever I would decide to play, well, I guess was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. I'd hop on for a little bit, get sick of it, and then just kind of like sit in orbit for a while and listen to the music while I do other work. You know. Sure, I already dug into them, but the ultra high def pictures that NASA has on their website of those are absolutely amazing. I actually haven't dug into them. See, I've done enough research mostly to figure out if that kind of channel will be viable, but I've always been interested just in the idea of space. And actually, here we go. Here's I think an actual NASA picture. Hubble sees possible runaway black hole creating a trail of stars. That's a cool idea. Man, it's not an idea. It's an actual thing that you're seeing, but man, look at this stuff. And this is from the Hubble Space Telescope. Imagine if I can find a James Webb Telescope here. Image galleries. Let's see if they have one specifically for the James Webb. Excited for Soulframe. Soulframe, isn't that like I could have sworn y'all told me about this one a while back. Isn't that like a knockoff version of Warframe? Or is it the next version of Warframe? Something about that. It has something to do with Frame. Marketing goes nuts and then the actual development crew can't seem to keep up. Yeah, you know, I have a theory on that. It's partially not a theory. It's partially actually been confirmed. I just can't say the names of the sources. But basically, the cost that it would take to do what we're actually expecting would far outweigh what they could possibly stand to make from selling the DLC. And that's part of the reason why I already know gaming is kind of nearing its limit. See, what's going to end up having to happen is open world games like Skyrim, they're done, right? Cyberpunk showed us that. Anthem showed us that. What was the other game that came out and was garbage? I think GTA 6 is either going to not happen or it's going to be another Cyberpunk, because they can't go any better than GTA 5. Because the sheer size of that world having to be rendered all at one time with other players and their actions having to be constantly updated as well is too much to be 4K the entire time with this massive behemoth of other activities inside that world and other things going on. Maybe a occasional timed public event type of stuff. It's just too much for the average device, right? You'd need such a beefy computer to handle that. Like, first off, you would not be able to use a console, period. Even the PS5 or whatever the PS6 becomes in another 5-10 years, it's not going to be enough. And you have to be on like the cutting edge just to be able to play that game. So you've already got a several $1,000 barrier to entry with the tech, plus most likely a couple $100 for that game because it's going to cost too much to make to not charge that much. That most people are not going to be able to play that. That's the general problem with games right now, is that we're expecting this high tier of content creation for games, but we're not paying enough to justify that, which is why you get games like BRs that took over the world. I don't know if they're still actually as popular as they were in 2018 or 2019, but it's why they got so popular and why game developers would stop what they were doing and start making a BR, because that's way lower cost. It's Warframe, Fallout, Soulframe is Skyrim. Oh, if Warframe is Fallout, Soulframe is Skyrim. Okay. Suggest Elite Dangerous as a game because it is one-to-one representation of our galaxy, but that game will kill your motivation to play anything. I mean, I already don't have motivation to play anything else, so if it's that good, I may delve into that. Maybe. We'll see. Cyberpunk has come around now from what I've seen. Did they make it live up to the promises that they made, or do they just make it work enough to not have to give a bajillion refunds? Or did they give refunds? I don't remember, actually. It's been a long time. Anthem was on sale for $199 and people still didn't buy it. Yeah, because they didn't finish making the game properly. That's the thing, is like, I heard other issues that weren't just like, you know, us hitting the limits of tech or financial issues. It was mostly just a lot of bad decisions. But I mean, games like that not making it as often as they have had problems. Like Borderlands 3 actually is another good example. They tried to update and make it the, you know, highest tier graphics they could and still make it the same level of action and story and all that. And for the first like month or two, they had massive issues. Like, we're hitting the point where that's kind of the new thing. And it was such a great concept. I'm sad it didn't succeed. I'm sad about that too, because man, being Iron Man was so much fun. And you know, honestly, they could have just taken some of those concepts and maybe allowed Marvel or Disney to just go buy the rights to those particular parts of the game and make an Iron Man game using that, all the things they built in Anthem that still worked. Maybe not the whole code, but just the idea of it. And then make an actual Iron Man game where you are Iron Man flying through a city or whatever and doing stuff. They gave a lot of refunds for Cyberpunk, but they have come a long way from release, like enough to come extremely close to the promises they made. Well, extremely close is good. That's still a step in the right direction. I'll have to look into that and see, but I don't know. I'm looking now at where I'm spending my time, and I'm not really sure that I would be able to dig into a game like that as much as I would want to if it actually is as good as they say. I hope it is, though. I hope they actually come all the way across that line and do what they said they would do. Aren't they making an actual Iron Man game? But will you be able to fly like Iron Man like they could in Anthem? Because the way you'd fly and land in Anthem, that was something else. Because it wasn't just a landing. It was like you can jump, flip, and land, and you can land hard and kill something on the way down. That kind of stuff is super cool. Because I mean, you can actually have real fights like that in flight, right? If they can make that on that level and make it actually work with the code, that would be something. They offered exclusive deals and extra for D2 players to transition over. For some reason, it didn't work out. Wait, over to what? Hold up. What did D2 players transition to? Was it like a different device or something? Or was that... Do you mean like to go over to PC? I remember when they did cross-save. And then later cross-play. Oh, by the way, is cross-play still a thing? I remember when that was a beta. I didn't actually get to try that out for real. Oh, Anthem? Yeah. Man. That was such a lost opportunity, man, because the marketing was great. It looked amazing. I really wanted to play it, you know. And I guess it was a good thing it didn't work out, because that was the whole reason we got like the extra 1,000 subs in the one day, was because I was the last person still streaming the beta, because everyone else had gotten frustrated and given up. But man, that could have been so much better if they had just spent a little more time, fully baked it out before they actually put it out there. But try to get people over to Anthem. Yeah. PC players blow on D2. I mean, I don't think we'll ever stop truly complaining about anything at this point. I think it's just, I think a lot of us like to get our frustrations out as to why we got killed in a game by complaining about stuff. I know I'm like exposing people here. I've done it myself. That's how I know. Wait, that's the link. I wanted the image. Dude, imagine getting to go to this. Imagine if you could like park outside of the event horizon and then jump like 1 billion years and then come back. Yeah, you're right, Sai. I mean, pretty much that's the final destination for most gamers. If you get the amount of money that you can comfortably spend on however much you want for the gaming experience you want, you're automatically going over to a top tier PC, maybe with a nice big curved monitor, high DPI mouse, that kind of stuff. Like, you're going to go for the highest tier PC. It's the best experience. Ooh, look at that. You know, that kind of looks like a hand, actually. If you look at it close enough, I mean, it looks like those are fingers over here, like that right there. Fingers from that perspective, and then this might be like a thumb. I don't know. It'd be like an oddly shaped hand. You're to the point you want to invest in a gaming system like that. You're nowhere near a garbage player. Yeah, pretty much. If you're gonna, then again, you know, there are those memes where the guy spends $3,000 on a PC and his KD's like 0.7. You know, Dead Space is a franchise I have to actually start playing at some point. I still have a list of games I've been wanting to play, but just really haven't gotten around to playing. Yo, Big Worm, what's up, man? This is a space stream. So it's more just a hangout stream before I start working on true to form space content. I just kind of hit a point where I'm like, you know what? All these games that we're playing here about space, why don't we just talk about that? Because I'm really interested in space. Like you saw the pictures on the screen. Really cool stuff is out there. We're discovering cool stuff. We're seeing things for the very first time. Actually, let me start finding out if I can get those images from Saturn or whatever. Saturn probe. Is it Saturn? I want to say it was Saturn. See, now I kind of wish that I had clicked the link on that guy's video where he showed the sources where he found the pictures. Hey, good to see you too, Big Worm. How you been? Well, see, Krampus, that's the thing, though. That's actually the reason why gaming can't advance fast enough, like the games they're making, because they have to actually slow down what they can make to be playable on devices that are 5-10 years old, right? Because 5-10 years, the way tech is moving now, it's an exponential curve, and we're hitting the top part of that exponential curve right now until we hit whatever technological limits on the hardware we have. We're reaching that now. AI is going to make that faster. The speed of information is making it faster. The fact we've already had other advances is making this quicker. That's kind of where we're at. You know, we're to the point where every year you're going to have to upgrade depending on what level of experience that you want. I'm sure now there's probably high enough tech that they could probably have done Cyberpunk to work on their stuff, but the original Cyberpunk or whatever it is now, if it wanted it to work exactly as promised, you'd probably need to spend like a few grand on a PC alone. Well, that's good to hear, Big Worm. Glad you're doing well. Actually, did y'all see that that one graphics card that was like supposedly the best graphics board in the entire world because it had like 12 or 16 of the highest tier like GTX, what was it, like 30 something or 40 somethings, all on one gigantic board? It may have just been a meme or something, but I remember seeing someone made a picture of that. With a console, everything is there and ready to go. Exactly. So that's the thing, is that consoles, they can't keep up fast enough. And think about it. What was it? The Xbox Series X, which is the current Xbox, and PS5. Even that now is like, what, 3-4 years old, right? In the tech world of today, 3-4 years old is practically ancient, right? My iPhone here is like 2 years old, right? That's not ancient, but it's a little on the older side now, the way things are moving, because there's now higher incremental speed increases and processing increases that aren't there in previous models. Where is that freaking probe? Okay, so I found the Cassini orbiter. Was it Saturn or was it Jupiter? I could have sworn I found this before. Yeah, I agree, Casey. I mean, if you're just going to sit back and chill, console's a great way to do it. But I mean, you could just get a PC that has a controller and then just pick games that are a little more laid back, and then still get that same laid back experience, but then just make sure you're updating parts here and there. I mean, the thing I like about PC is that if you understand how to change out like graphics cards and like your RAM sticks and stuff, you can actually keep it upgraded for the most part with a lot of advances, but maybe not cutting edge level stuff, because sometimes you maybe need a new case to handle more slots for stuff. So you're coming from, but how are gaming consoles able to keep up with rapidly changing advancements for graphics and games? Maybe have an easy access port to quickly swap graphics cards out, but then it's no different than a PC. And if you could swap out graphics cards, then either they would have to make it to where it's only their particular size version of that graphics card that would fit in it, so that you have to go through them, or they would end up losing money on future console sales, right? This is where the companies can kind of mess it up for themselves too, because they want to make it to where you go back the next 2, 3, 4 years to buy another one. Otherwise, they're going to have a problem with their same store sales, or I guess sales of new consoles. Bro, Casey, you did not know that PCs can have controllers. If you have an Xbox controller, you can actually plug that into your PC and use it that way. About to change this man's life here. You can plug your Xbox controller into your PC's USB port and it will work. Plug and play. While around, you're hitting a brick wall in some way. Yeah, pretty much. If you're talking about spending less over the course of 10 years, if you know how to build a PC, get a case that has more slots for everything than you need, and then you can slowly start putting in either better parts or maybe like an additional graphics card if you want to do like multiple things at once, or upgrade stuff along the way. I mean, there's absolutely a way to start off relatively budget friendly in the PC world, and then gradually get it better and better over time. If I control my PC, I use an Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Yeah, exactly. I have my old controller from my Xbox One, I think, from way back in the day. Man, I just thought about how long ago I started this channel. I started this channel in 2016. 2016. Can y'all believe it's been that long? Of course, the last 4 years, it just flashed right by. All right, that's gonna have to be its own video, trying to find that Saturn probe. My doctor said my wall will be looking a bit thin. Well, what you can start off with, just I would say start learning how you can do some of the upgrades or stuff yourself, and you can just start by getting a really good case, like the outer box of a PC, like the actual like the tower or whatever. Like learn about those, find some that give you room to improve things, and then if you learn how to build them yourself to a certain degree, or at least just understand, you know, what you need to go out and buy and have someone else build it for you, you could probably, over the long run, spend way less, right? I don't know if you heard the saying, buy nice, not thrice. Because if you try to buy cheap, a lot of these things will break a little faster. It's kind of the same thing in the tech world. That's kind of why, like, I'll buy something a little bit nicer than I need, but it'll last me longer. What happened to my bitrate? What? That's so weird. All right, Casey, you have a good one, man. I'll see you later. Or I guess I'll see you on the next video. Biggest concerns with starting out in PC is motherboard. A good motherboard that allows expandability can still be reasonably priced. And you can start out with cheaper components. Yeah, that's true, Sai. Yeah. It's not as hard as people think. It's like once you understand how to like put one together or do upgrades yourself in a way that doesn't break it, you can actually save a lot of money, more money than you realize. Like you start realizing that a lot of these PCs are also pricing in the labor of building it, if there is any, or I guess the price of the machines that are doing it for them. So if you can do it yourself, you're going to take a little bit of that price out of it. And, you know, you probably feel a lot more like that's actually your PC because you built it. Check how long you've been following. Let's see if I can do that. Hold on. That might be one of the newer features. They've actually been adding features in over the years. Or at least over the last few months. Let's see. Go to channel. I don't know that it shows that. It does show some Spyro videos, though. I wish it would show that. Actually, hold on. Maybe it'll show it here. No. I remember there was like a thing that would drop down and it would show a bunch of stuff. I don't remember if that was Twitch or if that was here. Actually, wait a minute. Do I still have Nightbot? It might not even work anymore. Twitch has a much better control panel. It does have a better one, and it has more functions. I'll give them that. But the people who run Twitch, I can't understand what they're thinking half the time, right? And the way they run it, I don't like it's a whole lot of secrecy. They'll just ban you and won't really want to tell you why, or they'll give you some ambiguous reason and never ever show you the actual clip of what you did, or give you any way to just delete the thing you did and then just never do it again, right? It's stuff like that that gives me a little bit, uncomfortable with Twitch. Doesn't mean I won't ever stream there, but I'm not going to rely on it either. From a mod perspective, oh yeah, Twitch has definitely got a lot on YouTube from the mod perspective. I do see, now that I've gotten back on to YouTube streaming right now, at least for this moment, they are adding features here on YouTube. The back end has gotten a bit more robust. You can do a lot more, and it's a little simpler in some ways. So they're going in the right direction. They just haven't quite caught up. I wish they were doing this back in like 2016, 2017. If they had done it back then, they might have already beaten Twitch by now. And actually, in some ways, they technically already have in terms of raw hours watched or streamed.
His power. What is he?
He is the legendary Super Saiyan.
Oh, that's so cool!
Yo, thank you, Sai. Appreciate it. I missed that alert so much, man. TFS, Team 4-Star. If y'all haven't watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged and you like Dragon Ball Z Abridged is going to be a worthy watch. Guaranteed. It's so funny. Yeah, that shows how long you've been a member because of the badge. And it also is cumulative, so you can actually rejoin and it'll show the total time that you've been a member. Yeah, follow age doesn't work. That was an old Nightbot command, actually. Stream Elements might have a version of it. Let me see if I can get back into my Stream Elements account. Yeah, no problem, man. I know for sure it was at least 2019. That's for sure. Because I know 2020 I was starting to slow down already. 2019 was when I was like still kind of going at it hard. So I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around then. 2019, maybe like late 2018. Probably more like 2019. Let's go with chatbot, chat commands. Oh no, I think follow age is a Twitch command, isn't it? Okay, wow, they added some new commands. They added a lot of new commands here on Stream Elements. Huh, can I use uptime? Hold up. Now I'm curious. You got me all curious now. Let's see, uptime. Does it work on YouTube? Oh, no, I remember now. They stopped all the bots from accessing their API. That was an old thing an old news story basically. Evidently, okay, yeah, so I didn't give an update to that. So what happened was I wanted to change my AdSense account to the actual like official entity I wanted to switch it over to. I want to put it in an LLC. But they didn't like that because they only want you to be a person on there. So they wouldn't let you make another AdSense account. That's like super no-no. So it disabled both of them for a period of time until I can actually pick one and stick with it. So I just said, you know what? I don't want to rock the boat here. So I'll use the same account and just change where it's going. Right? I still do all the reporting as you're supposed to for the company. So it's all legally there. But I had to just let the timer run out. It was like 30 something days. And then I was able to put it back to the old AdSense account. Oh, there's Stream Elements. Now he's finally running. Took him long enough. I think I had to type in a command to proc the bot to actually come into my chat. So then wait, does Nightbot work anymore or is Nightbot gone? Let me find out. Was it nightbot.com? Oh, .tv. Oh, it's the old days. Actually, no, I think I disconnected this guy. First 5 sponsors. Was he number... Wow, you were number 2. That's right. I think you were at least in the top 5. That's for sure. The first 5. I know you're top 5 in terms of length of sub or length of membership. Yeah, dude, you were my number 2 sponsor. Like my second, back when they were called sponsors. Man, that's the good old days. Yeah, it's that about page. I'm actually glad I put that stuff there because it's a blast from the past, man. Like a lot of that info is from like 2018 or maybe 2019. Man, I tell you what, if we ever find a way to go back in time to any time before 2020, I'm down to do that. Like I swear, something shifted in the air in these years, and it just hasn't gone back. You know. Dude, look at this. That's an artist rendering right there. I mean, that just looks amazing. That poor little planet over there, or moon, or whatever it is, that thing's getting sucked up. I'm surprised it isn't breaking apart. Like, you can't see it from mobile as easily. But, man, that's like a little planet or something right there, or a little planetoid. I'm surprised it's not being broken up like Mercury in the old Destiny map. All right, so it was good chatting with you again, and I hope to see you again soon, man. Glad you're doing well. And actually, it's getting late for me even too. This has been a great hangout stream, guys. I'm gonna find some way to do something that's interesting on stream on this channel at some point. It just won't really be gaming anymore. I have the finance channel sub, and I'll keep an eye out for future info. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, if you have anything you want to add input wise, man, let me know, because I mean I always value a CPA's input, especially when it comes to, you know, things where you might be looking at financials. But yeah, I'm already working on some content, so you'll be seeing something in the near future. I don't know if this is gonna be like a series of shorts or if it's gonna be more of a longer form content. But we'll do all the different types of content on this channel, so be looking forward to that. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out, and I'll see you guys soon.